Shalom, shalom. It's the brother Hadabiak, y'all keeps the sheep. We're back with another edifying lesson, Lord willingly. We want to begin by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to hopefully elect. So, quick lesson, unless the Spirit says otherwise. But as you can see from the title of the video, we get into is desiring the sincere milk of the word. Like the elders may have, like if you watch the elders videos, they may have encounters with, just your average Jake walking up the street. And they start asking all these deep questions, deep mysteries. Things that they wouldn't be able to understand. Even if you explained it to a T to them, right? Because they're just too deep. They don't. You gotta grow. You know what I'm saying? You gotta grow through the spirit. You gotta learn the milk of the word. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn. You don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Some a few of the laws, or a few of the holy days, or the true day of the Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. The simple things. How can I break down Genesis to you, or how can I give you a deep breakdown of things in Isaiah, Ezekiel, Daniel? You you don't even understand the simple things, like you said. But if you come sincerely, right, the spirit of if it be the Lord's will, the spirit will deal with you, right? You'll be able to understand things, right? Once you grow, right, you'll get the understanding, such as like for myself, right? When I first came to the truth, right? Once I started to, or once I ran into the apostles and elders of GMS, right? The things that they were saying, it clicked. It clicked for me, right? There was never any. It was never any. This doesn't make sense. That don't sound right. Nah, it clicked. You watch videos. You read along. You do your own studying. And the things click. But that's all according to the Most High. In His Spirit. But we'll begin here. Right. This is Matthew. We just started 1. Matthew 18:1. It says, at the same time came the disciples unto Yahushua, saying, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And Yahushua called unto a little child, and Yahushua called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them, and said, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as his little child is the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me. Right? So the point I wanted to grab was this verse 3, right? Where it says, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted, right? And we know when you be converted, you know what I'm saying? What's that mean, right? Because if you was in Christianity or Muslim, or if you was a Buddhist, if you was in the E5, if you was an atheist, if you was into or even some other Israelite camps, you know what I'm saying? If you was following after some other Israelite camps, you're not in the right spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? You need to be converted, right? So if you need to be converted, what do you need to be? Born again, That's the only way to come as a little child. If you're born again, what is that? You're coming as a little child, right? So this is John 3:3, and clearly this is the conversation with Yahushua and Nicodemus. And Salaki. But we get straight to the point with the third chapter, third verse of John. It says, Yahushua answered and said unto him, verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of the Most High, man. So basically the same thing, right? Except in Matthew 18:3, it says, except ye be converted and become as little children, right? Born again. It says, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be born again. You got to become as a little child, right? But When you're born again, you know, what are some of the things that come with that, right? You wake up to first, you gotta wake up to the fact that you are Israelite, right? So once you wake up to that fact, now you gotta figure out where do I need to go from here. So you gotta go into our heritage, man. You gotta learn our history. You gotta figure out, what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn what happened with us. Why are we at a lower state? Why are we going through the things that we're going through, right? And you'll learn that all these things are in the scriptures, man. You just gotta study to show thyself approved, right? But you can't go into all the deep things first. You gotta get the milk of the scriptures, right? So you gotta learn the laws. You gotta learn the commandments. Statutes, right? You gotta learn your history. You know what I'm saying? You need to know these things before you start asking deep questions, right? Such as myself. I'm not, I'm not an elder in this truth, right? I'm not an apostle. I'm just a brother trying to do the works. You know what I mean? I'm still desiring the you know what I'm saying, the sincere milk of the word. I'm still a babe, right? But as the Lord deals with me, I like I said earlier, man, the things, the deeper things, they come easy, right? I'm able to understand, what I'm saying, the descriptions in Genesis as the apostles and elders break them down. I'm able to understand the prophecies, what I'm saying, things of that nature, right? So this is First Peter 2, and we'll start at 1. It says, well, you see the title, right? As newborn babes, right? It says, wherefore, laying aside all malice and all guile and hypocrisies and envies and all evil speakings, as newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. If so, ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious, man. So, like I said, man, or like the scriptures said, you know what I'm saying? You gotta desire the sincere milk of the word, man. Once you're born again, you become a little child. Like Yahushua said, what are you gonna do, man? You gotta get the milk of the word, man. Once you get the milk, you gonna understand, how like it says, you if so, be ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious. You gonna learn. You know what I'm saying? You gonna grow by that, right? This is 1 Corinthians 3, and we'll start at 1 once again. These are the foundations for living. So if you're born again, if you're a newborn, right, you need to learn the foundations for living. You know what I'm saying? A baby just not gonna know what to do with their life once they're born. So this is 1 Corinthians 3 and 1. It says, and I, brethren, could not speak unto you as spiritual, but as unto carnal, even as unto babes in Hamashiach, the anointed. Right? And there's that word again, babes. It says, I have fed you with milk and not with meat, for hitherto you were not able to bear it, neither yet now are ye able. You know what I'm saying? So once when you first come into it, once again, like I said, man, you can't be trying to get the deepest things, ask all these philosophical questions. You know what I'm saying? In a way, that's kind of you trying to be, the smartest man on earth, right? And you're not. You're trying to outsmart everybody, thinking you got some understanding, something. Nah, man, just take it, take it one step at a time. You gotta learn. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I have fed you with milk and not with meat. Because he's saying if you give him meat, you jump right into, just say, I don't know, that you could even kind of say reincarnation is kind of a meaty thing. It's simple. It's simple to the brethren, right? But to your average Jake, you come and tell him that he can, that he's the third or fourth generation. He's the same. He was the third or fourth generation ago. He's the same person. He was reincarnated. You know what I'm saying? He gonna look at you like you're crazy, right? So you feed him with milk, And if the spirit bears witness with him, then he may grow. You know what I'm saying? He may understand these things, right? But You know, same point, right? So this is Isaiah 28:9. It says, same thing, right? Whom shall he teach knowledge, right? So you got a teacher out there, you know what I'm saying, who still don't think like your Christian pastors, right? Who aren't converted. You know what I'm saying? They still think that you can do whatever. You know, you can eat just as much, hog snout as they want. You know what I'm saying? They can eat just as much calamari as possible. All the shrimp, all the shrimp you can eat from a buffet. You know, it says whom shall teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine. You know, so these are the teachers, right? It says them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. So what's that mean? It's the beginning. It's the laws. You know what I'm saying? It's the commandments. It's the heritage. The holy days. The correct Sabbath. You know, all these things. It's the history of the Israelites. To even know that you are an Israelite, you know, and the other nations are heathens. You know, to know these things. That's the basics, right? That's the milk. To know that Yahweh came to save His people, not every people. You know, these things. This is the milk of the word, man. And your average J, your average Christian, your average pastor, your average Muslim, your average, you know what I'm saying? They don't understand these things because they're not weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast, right? They don't read. You know what I'm saying? Like it says in the next verse, Isaiah 28:10, for precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here a little and there a little. You know, they read one verse, harp on that one verse for 2 hours, give a hoop a holler and call it a day. You know, they're not breaking down the scriptures like the apostles and the others are. You know what I'm saying? They're not weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. They didn't grow by the milk thereby, you know. But, quick lesson, Lord willing, that was edifying. We're gonna end this by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor once again to the apostles and others of Great Millstone. Shalom to hopefully